So, wasn't as many characters as I thought was in there. Oh wow, I didn't realize Tom did that too. And he came up with the idea. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't expect you so soon. Let me put this down for now. And welcome to Toys and Tunes. I'm your host, Kelly, and this episode, I'm talking about a book. Wait a minute. This is supposed to be all about cartoons and toys. Why would I talk about a book? Silly me. It is about a cartoon series. It's the unofficial cartoon guide to the Filmation canon of He-Man. Should have realized that I would be sneaking something in about He-Man. Come on. This is a first edition book of the unofficial guide to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Filmation style. Brought to us by my good friend James Epcot. You might know him better as Buster Tunes. He has this little blog that he's always putting these trivia facts or pointing out something that happened throughout any of the He-Man or She-Ra series. And he puts out this little comic, well, magazine for children of the 80s who want to relive and see some great artwork and read some fabulous articles. This is his newest edition. This is issue 8. And hopefully we'll be getting issue 9 soon. Wonderful, wonderful magazine. You can order it directly also from him. But that's not why we're here. We're here about this. In June, the Council of the First Ones had a special month where we focused in on just Filmation. Here's a little inside trick, little inside knowledge from one of the council members. Me. Yes, we did sit through and watch all 130 He-Man episodes. Well, I did. I think most of the others picked and choose their favorites. And all 93 episodes of She-Ra. But sometimes you still needed a little more reference. And James gave us that ultimate reference guide. I mean, this is actually my second copy. My first copy I'm embarrassed to show because it's all beat up, highlighted with all the different knowledge that I need to know for when I go out into the field and talk to these people. But I'm going to take a close look at this one so you guys can see what you're getting. If you ordered into this video, I'm going to show you what the winning cover was, because he actually asked the fans. Posted on Facebook, he posted on He-Man.org and his blog site, asking people to please come out and vote for your favorite cover. So I'll show you a lovely picture of the brand new cover. But this is my favorite one of all because it is the first. And if you pre-ordered with the reprint, he's sending you a lovely little lithograph, a limited edition print, signed and numbered. You don't know which one you're gonna get. You can request, no guarantees. And he sent me this one with my second copy of my He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and it's a 2000X style Shadow Weaver and Hordak. Haven't put it up yet in my toy room. I will. But let's take a closer look. Here we do have our lovely Masters of the Universe cover. So, for this review, I'm going to use The Problem with Power, voted as the most popular episode of all time, as I walk you through his guide. Of course, we see right at the top the title, and right underneath it tells you the episode number. This is important if you collect any of the animation cells, because it will allow you to figure out which episode that particular cell or background came from. It tells you who this was written by. As we can see, Bob Forward and Leslie Wilson, based on the idea of Tom Tarasaki's. I'm sorry, Tom, if I butchered your name. He's a great guy. Directed by Gwen Wetzler. When the script was approved, even when the final revisions, and when it aired in both the US and UK. It tells you which characters are in there. You might have not thought of all of them, that Queen Marlena was in it, but she was. It gives you a synopsis in quite a lot of detail what was going on, reminding you of the story, how Skeletor wanted to trick He-Man that he had killed someone, and how He-Man decided to give up the power and be He-Man no more. One of the most powerful scenes in all of the Masters of the Universe and She-Ra episodes to this date, and one of the most sought out cells in the world. After the synopsis, we get what the moral was. Today they wanted to talk about safety. Accidents don't just happen to other people, they can happen to you. Filmation was really good at trying to make sure every story's moral tied in to a life lesson. Even though Man-at-Arms was delivering this, they would show flashbacks at what happened when He-Man wasn't thinking at the time gate. Then we had some trivia that gives us a little more insight. What was the background? And here we find out that Tom used an idea from Prince Valiant's comic strip. He wanted to pay homage to a hero with this idea. As you can see, we don't just get one, but we get quite a few. And we also see if there were any deleted scenes. Sometimes these deleted scenes were so funny, but for time's sake, because every episode had to run between 20 and 25 minutes, they had to make sure they didn't go over that time. In fact, here it even tells you a line removed. King Randor referred to an episode known as the Arena, when he states that the Royal Guard will have to handle the goblins before. And Filmation always did this. They reuse scenes, parts of scripts, to try and save money and to meet the demanding schedule of putting out 65 episodes in one season. So we have a section called Same As. Let's see. When He-Man leaps off the Sky Sled to confront Skeletor, the animation of landing was previously used in The Return of Evil. You get these little tidbits. So you know, like Orko's stroll up and down the cell was reused animation from Driel's Return. We get the memorable quotes. These are the ones that people, even without the book, cite from the different episodes. And probably the most powerful quote ever written and spoken in the Masters of the Universe. Today, I broke a promise and proved myself unworthy the great power that was given to me. And if I am unworthy, I can no longer permit myself to be He-Man. And we can all remember He-Man saying, "Let the power return," and dropping the sword into the abyss. Then he gives his opinion on it. I have to admit, 90% of his opinions I do agree on. And this one episode is one of the few that he did give a 10 out of 10. I can't even watch this episode without crying. And it's been almost 30 years since I first saw it. Even reading about it brings a tear to my eye. And James captures that in every single episode. This is not just a book you could sit and read. It is a book of reference. And every He-Fan and She-Raver should have a copy, especially if they grew up in the 80s, because this will settle 1,001 arguments. What episodes were the best, memorable quotes, and those little tidbits. I do want to spend a second taking a look at his magazine, in case you have not seen it. Serial Geek is also one of his self-publications. He has 8 issues out, some of which are easier to find than others. Here is the cover of issue 1, which came out in 2007. As you can see, he does like his prints, and this is one of my favorite She-Ra episodes with Huntra. But he does make it where it's a flashback to the 1980s with a modern twist, using different techniques and work from many different artists and writers, colorists, to bring it to life. It's not just all He-Man and She-Ra, so there's something in each of these Serial Geeks for everyone. Sometimes it's pictorial tutorials telling you the story of how Teela became a blonde before she went into the future. Sometimes it looks like a comic cover. He's great for what if an episode was a comic book cover, so it's great. He likes to make sure you're well informed about the animation. Even down to showing you the differences between a 35mm film master and a broadcast master, because there are definite color variations because of lighting and filming. And as you can see, this one's Transformers. He does analyze intros scene by scene, and we know they're only 30 seconds, but we get a lot of detail. And it's so appropriate that I'm showing this, since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be coming back on the air soon. Even characters we haven't seen in a long time, Bravestar. Looking at even He-Man. Yes, you will find a lot of He-Man. Yes, there's even Ghostbusters. He sits and talks to the different actors, artists, directors for his spotlight. So you really get to know the people behind the scenes, not just their voices and thinking of them as Skeletor. He also shows you some of the storyboard art, which a lot of people rarely get to see.
Somewhere out there someone needs me. I don't know how or where, but believe me, I walk the universe to find her, for better or for worse beside her, for the honor of love, by the power above. I have the power, I have the power. A stranger walked into my world, and when he talked I really heard. He spoke of things like love and peace, the joy it brings will never cease, for the honor of love, by the power of love. I have the power, I have the power. The truth of love is here to guide me. The strength of love is here beside me. Forevermore we'll be together. Our hearts will soar one to the other. The truth of love will always guide us. The strength of love will be inside us. Forevermore we'll be together. Our hearts will soar one to the other.